They always say it's darkest right before the dawn. So today we got the app that's going to turn the light from off to on in the Bitcoin ecosystem. This is something that people have all been missing, and it's the content creator aspect of Bitcoin, utilizing the smart contract capabilities in micropayments to do instant small casual payments, referral programs, and creator to fan. Until you see it actually working and you benefit from it and you get that dopamine hit, you're a creator and you get that instant payment, it's just talk. But keep talking and keep blowing it off, okay? Because in this space, we're going to break it all down. I got Daniel Street, the CEO, founder of Lament, straight out of Melbourne, coming right at you. We're going to do a live space. Tune in. All right, my name is Gavin Mehl, and I will see you at the top and on the inside.
Hello.
Daniel Street.
Gavin Mehl. How you going?
Hey, it's good.
Hello.
It's great. Hi, Kate, Miss Casey.
Hello, Casey. How you going, Casey?
So excited I'm doing great. Excited for
I'm
this convo.
really
Good to see you,
excited.
Daniel.
Really excited.
Nice. Scott.
Hey Gavin, how you doing? You all right, mate?
I'm doing good, man. Doing awesome. Glad to be here. So, yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Let me just give a quick introduction here, and we're going to get rocking. So, it's funny, there's people out there in the internet space. I'm not going to name any names, but they look at things on the surface and they think, oh, Bitcoin is dead and it's over and it's not going to work. And it's a failed product. Bitcoin is never going to work. They've been saying this for 15 years, 16 years, ever since it started. It's same thing, so these people are always going to be out there. They're always going to say it's never going to work. But I'll tell you that, like, what's never really been successfully done on Bitcoin is a true system that enables micropayments, creator to fan, and it creates giant demand for it. Like, it actually is needed to actually create peer-to-peer transactions and small casual payments. It has this system of doing small casual payments, but it's just not like, there's easier ways to do it. And today we're gonna basically make Daniel Street's gonna come on here and he's gonna talk a lot about how it's actually finally going to start happening, and it's already been built. So it's not a dream, it's not a theory or a hope. It's happening, and it's about to really start happening in a major way. So yeah, this can be a great space. So Daniel, good. Well, it's actually you're out in Melbourne.
I am Melbourne, Australia, 9 a.m. here, so not too early, which is nice.
Wow. So let me before I go to you, Daniel, look, if we could just say, I'd love to have Casey or Scott do a quick little greetings and hello, and then we can do a little background on your story. So yeah, Casey, did you want to add anything or ask anything before we get started?
Just that I've been here since BSV started, creating these platforms with Relica was what you guys were working on first, Daniel, and how it's evolved to Lament is just fascinating to watch, and I'm really excited to hear what you guys have been cooking up. So
Excited to tell you all.
Yeah, when you start, will you give us a little background about Relica and how it evolved to Lament before you just jump right into Lament too? Because Relica was really interesting as well.
Yeah, for sure. Did you want me to start with that, Scott? Did you want to mention anything? But then we can technically go with the origin story and then how we went from Relica to Lament and all of that.
No, I mean I'm good for you to let everyone know about your origin story. I obviously have spoke to you and know about this. I've pestered you with questions, so yeah, let the audience know. I'm happy to go.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Daniel,
awesome.
why don't you take us back to the start? Because I mean, from what I remember, you you first heard about Bitcoin. I don't remember when, but I mean, I know that it was a long time ago. So maybe kind of take us back to how you even
Yeah, yeah.
you and your brother or grew up in Melbourne. Is that right? You're born in Melbourne, and so
We
maybe
did, yeah, both from Melbourne, Australia. So effectively, like I got into Bitcoin in, what do you mean, 2012, I reckon. Like the first time I saw the price of Bitcoin, I was at my friend's place, 2012. He was sitting on the couch, and I walked past his laptop, and I saw the graph, and the graph had gone from 2 cents up to $15, and I'm like, oh, that looks like a decent investment. And so this was back in 2012. Anyway, ended up purchasing a few. Rode the price up to about, I think it was 200 Australian, and it crashed down to 60. And being a new trader, I sold at the bottom. So effectively, we sold everything at $60. And then look, it was out of the space for maybe 3-4 years. And then it wasn't until 2016 that I heard about Ethereum. Read up more on that, was quite interested in everything they were doing with the smart contract capabilities, which BTC or Bitcoin at that time was not capable of. So look, bought a bunch of Ethereum, kind of rode that ICO wave of 2016 to 2018, got caught up in that giant bubble, made some, lost some more, and then it was kind of burnt by the space. And then it wasn't until after the ICO bubble crashed that I realized, what is this? Like, people are just creating tokens from nothing. They're putting out white papers for a product that, they're selling the dream, but at the end of the day, the product doesn't work. And then it wasn't until the end of 2018 that I watched one of Craig's videos. And look, I'd been caught up in the narrative of, Craig's not the inventor of Bitcoin and all that jazz. But at the end of 2018, I watched his MetaNet presentation. It was one of his famous presentations. It's quite hard to find on YouTube. But I watched it. It went for about 20 to 30 minutes. And after watching that video, I was like, hang on. This guy seems to know a lot about Bitcoin. And he kind of opened my eyes in terms of what could be achieved on Bitcoin. Like, he was explaining it in an entirely different way. The idea of the blockchain being a large database for information where you could then trade that with other people anywhere around the world in a split second. And then the payments that you use to trade that information is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin essentially being the cash for the internet. Anyway, so I delved down a huge rabbit hole from there, and I got obsessed with it. It was so I worked my 9 till 5. I used to work in commercial property. Worked my 9 till 5, and then got home, had dinner, 5:30, and then was watching Craig videos for like 5 hours nonstop until like 11:30 p.m. It's all I could think about for 2 weeks. I kind of learnt everything from the backstory of Bitcoin, the hijacking, everything about SegWit, the block size wars, and then everything that occurred in 2013 to 2014 as well, with Blockstream. And then essentially spoke with my brother in regards to it, and kind of sent him the information as well, and said, look, BTC was hijacked. He's like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm like, watch these videos. And then he himself went down the rabbit hole as well. And then after, when was it? It was probably a month later then. We'd kind of like understood everything. And I actually had a friend at work who also got into cryptocurrency in 2016, 2017. I tried to explain to him, the MetaNet and everything about Craig and the hijacking of Bitcoin. And he didn't believe me. He was like, no, I'm keeping my BTC and Ethereum. So essentially I bought all into BSV. He kept his BTC in Ethereum, which ended up, being quite a decent move for him. He's doing quite well now. but look, since 2018, 2019, like I've been into BSV, like fully obsessed. And so it would have been in 2019 that myself and the team kind of threw around a few concepts in terms of what to build on Bitcoin. So one of the initial projects that we were looking at was actually a bookstore. So where publishers could post books and then readers would pay 1 cent per page. And we kind of delved down that rabbit hole for maybe a month. But then we decided to build a social media platform, which was Relica. And we ran that for 18 months and it was an amazing experience. We learned a ton from it. But then we soon realized that it was going to be unsustainable just due to high server costs, because people were uploading hundreds of photos a day. And that was soon accumulating to thousands of images being uploaded and held on our servers. But then in the meantime, when building Relica, when running Relica, we identified a huge gap in the market for content creators. And then we started to develop Lament, so aimed specifically at content creators. Because what we realized was there's a huge gap in the market with existing platforms. So they all have problems essentially due to the legacy payment system. So essentially all the existing platforms for content creators online, they have slow payouts. So the payout times are anywhere from 1 to 4 weeks plus. Some content creators wait up to 2 months before being paid. And there's also a high minimum payment to access content. So it might be $3 pay-per-view or $5 pay-per-view or $10 to subscribe to content. So what we realized is, okay, the Bitcoin technology, the capabilities allow for instant cash, instant money to be transferred from fan to creator. It's like awesome. So we alleviate that problem. We solve that issue of creators having to wait weeks before they're paid. But then we also solve the issue of creators not being able to appeal to their more of their fan base by introducing micropayments. So now if you have content behind paywalls that are 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1, even $5 and $10, you can effectively cater to more of your audience, because your smaller audience that can't afford the $5 a month can come in and view your exclusive content, which is only 10 cents or 20 cents. So effectively, Lament is a platform that allows creators to sell their exclusive content to their fans at a fee. And this can only be done on Bitcoin. You can only do the very small payments, very small micro payments on Bitcoin. And so where we are now, 3 years later into, well, ultimately four and a half years later into building out this technology and this underlying infrastructure, is we've just partnered with the largest content creators in Australia. Not just small content creators, like the largest content creators in Australia, with the biggest network of other content creators who absolutely love what we've built, because they saw the product, that they understand the pain points of not being paid instantly. One of the ambassadors who we're working with at the moment, she was saying, I'm still waiting months to receive my payment from one of the platforms. So they're like, if you can introduce micropayments as well as instant cash, this is a game changer, and we're on board. So that's where we're at the moment. We kind of make an official announcement over the next few weeks in terms of who we've partnered with, but yeah, it'd be pretty. It's huge. It's huge news, and we believe that this will be the start of true peer-to-peer cash. I think a lot of the existing businesses on BSV were all trying to build a solution, then attempting to identify the problem that it solves. I think this is apparent as well through all the cryptocurrency apps in the ecosystem. As opposed to us and Lament, we identified a real-world problem for real-world content creators, not just crypto content creators, real-world content creators, and then we've built a solution for them.
Yeah. So like well, for those who aren't familiar, like how do existing platforms limit creators, from earning more money? What's the issue?
The main limitations, they all use the existing payment network. So they all use Visa and MasterCard to facilitate payments between fans and creators. So all of them come with surcharges. So if you jump onto any of the platforms now, you'll see that if you subscribe to content, it would say, all right, subscribe to content for $5 a month, plus there's a transaction fee of 35 cents or 40 cents that you pay to Visa and MasterCard. Now that's apparent across every single other platform. Whereas with Lament, you're given a wallet when you first sign up, and then you top up the wallet with, say, $100, and then you might pay a small fee to Visa and MasterCard then of 1% or less, but you're paying it when you top up your wallet. And if you just pay it once at the very beginning, then that enables you to do the small micro payments whilst utilizing the app. So you can do the small payments between fans and creators.
So I guess this whole instant payout thing, it seems like, is that something that other platforms are doing? Is that normal? Instant.
No one's doing it. No one's doing instant payouts, which is, it's one of our biggest selling points. So instead of a creator waiting weeks before they're paid, weeks, plus, up to months, you could be a content creator out at a bar on a Saturday night, out anywhere around the world. You could post content, start earning instantly, and then go to the cashier and spend that money instantly. So you could be at a bar and then post content and then shout all your friends drinks or dinner by the money that you've just earned. Now, the solution, I think what most people haven't yet understood, they're trying to almost convince different stores to accept BSV payments. But it's the wrong way to do it. It's the wrong way to go about it. All you need to do is find a system that can easily convert BSV back into fiat payments. That way, you can use your Visa or MasterCard any store around the world that accepts Visa or MasterCard, you can effectively spend your BSV. Because what we do is convert it seamlessly from BSV back into fiat so you can spend. And that's all done in the back end as well. That's all done seamlessly behind the scenes, enabling our ultimate goal was to create a Web 2 experience that was actually Web 3.
So if Daniel, let's say, I'm a big content creator in Australia, and I'm a big name, and I don't know anything about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. I mean, do I have to learn about BSV and Craig Wright to use this?
No, so not at all. So that's the incredible part of what we've built. And look, our brand ambassadors who came on board with this last year, they were very specific about this as well. They said, look, we love what you've built. We want to promote it to our entire network of creators. However, the aspect of cryptocurrency needs to be removed from this. And which is why we had to undertake two major steps. The second one's currently in play, but the first one was enabling a seamless onboarding experience for creators and fans. So that's what we've just introduced through hand cash system Viridian, which is their new wallet system that they've come out with. So effectively, as a creator or a user or as a fan, you don't first have to go onto Handcash, create a wallet, and then go back to Lament. It's effectively encompassed all in one. So you sign up with your email address, and then you get your wallet, and that's it. So from that, there's no need to understand anything about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Craig doesn't even matter in terms of this. Like if you asked a content creator on Lament, whilst they're earning thousands of dollars, have you heard about Craig? They'll be like, Craig who? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, there's no relevance to it.
So it sounds like they don't need to know about which Bitcoin is Bitcoin and what about BTC and the whole story about the fork? None of
It's
that.
it will be a thing of the past. People in 10 years' time or 5 years' time will just think, why were they even arguing about this? You know, people just want to use seamless peer-to-peer cash.
Huh.
And, you know, try stopping a content creator who's earning, you know, $100,000 a month to not use that platform because of a story they heard on the internet about Craig. Like it doesn't make sense. And people think that they can stop what is coming, but unfortunately they can't. Like peer-to-peer cash is here to stay, and the best way to introduce it to the world is via the creator economy.
I've got a question for you, Daniel. So you said obviously you're trying to create the Web 2 experience using Web 3 technology. And it just got me thinking, let's say I'm a content creator and I go on and I top up, say, $35, a price of one BSV. Will that $35 fluctuate with the price of BSV, or will it be locked down to the fiat price, i.e., okay, BSV pumps tomorrow, does my wallet then show $70 because it doubled, or does it show just 35 so that people have the consistency of knowing the fiat number, so to speak, rather than the fluctuating BSV number?
Yeah, so your balance will stay the same. So this is another key piece of the puzzle that we needed to integrate, because we realized, as well as our ambassadors, we realized that as a content creator, you didn't want to earn $10,000 one day and then you look at your balance the following day and it's $8,000. It would just cause too many questions. So we're working closely with Money, the stablecoin, to integrate that into our services. So essentially, as a fan, you top up your wallet for $10, you look at your balance the following month, it's still $10. And we're kind of adamant about including that, because that, again, removes that Web3 element and makes it feel more like Web2.
So, Daniel, a lot of people have been
Brilliant.
asking if what's going on with the money, you know, if anybody's going to be using that. What can you say about this money stablecoin? I mean, it sounds like, you know, you just mentioned it. So how can you talk a little bit about that, or how you're going to use it?
Yeah. So we would love to use it. If they can enable us to seamlessly, or allow fans to seamlessly transact with creators, then it's something we'll definitely utilize. Whereas part of what makes Lament super unique is our referral system. So our referral system, we believe, is the game changer to Lament, and we believe this will kickstart peer-to-peer cash, because our referral system can only be done on the Bitcoin blockchain. It cannot be done on any other blockchain, including Solana, which, you know, their selling point is we can do micropayments for 0.002 cents. However, Bitcoin, or BSV specifically, can do micropayments that are 0.00002 cents. And that way, we can truly utilize the power of Bitcoin. And I think not many have even conceived how that could relate to an application, like how that is possible and the benefits to that. But
let me ask you this. So, like, I mean, what about with like these other platforms? I'm a fan and I want to pay content my creator. Then I send the money. Then their accounting department, he will look and see how much what the company takes, how much to pay out to the creator. That's going to take time. So
exactly. So that entire accounting system is removed. So if you think about a platform like Patreon, and when they have to pay out their creators, there's an accounting system who needs to process all of those payments. Whereas if you can automate that through the Bitcoin network and have the miners facilitate all the payments, it's done seamlessly. Now, something like our referral system, where there's thousands or potentially hundreds of thousands of payments all being transacted on a daily basis, that's impossible for any existing legacy system to cater for.
So, okay, let me open up. Yes, Satoshi, looks like you're up with us too, man. How you doing, buddy? You want to?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sounds loud and
Yeah.
clear.
Oh, the also finally got my new microphone working on Twitter Spaces. This is ace.
Hey, sounds just like you regularly do on YouTube now too. So it sounds
Nice
great.
one. Yeah, I'm really excited for Lament. Do we get a paymail address with Lament?
You do. So it will be whatever your Lament wallet is at Paymail. I think it's at paymail.com.
So that's how does that work, Satoshi? How does that work, you guys? Or yeah.
Well, normally the paymail address is your username and then at whatever the website is. So, you know, Satoshi at simply.cash, Satoshi at handcash. My handle on Lament is Satoshi SV. So would it be Satoshi SV at lament.io or something like that?
So what you can do, I'm not sure if you've already tried, but so you can send money from your handcash wallet to your Mint wallet just using the handle. Now, in terms of paymails, I'm going to double check with the team, but I think it's something that handcash can allow us to do, but we haven't yet implemented. But let me double check that for you, Satoshi, and get back to you.
Yeah, nice one. That would be awesome. And do we get private keys with the Lament wallet?
No. So it's all similar to handcash, where there's no private keys. And look, this is what we're very adamant of as well. Like we didn't want to use the terms blockchain. We didn't want to use the terms seed phrases, private keys, even public addresses. Because if you asked any regular content creator around the world, oh, what's your public key? I mean, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So we wanted to do this all in the background. So in terms of when you top up your wallet, that's very seamless. So we essentially provide the public address to the top up provider, and then they send the money to your account. Or that's ultimately how it will work. At the moment, it showcases your public address if you click receive on your Lament wallet.
So will and in the Lament wallet, will there be two options, like to receive BSV and then also to receive the stablecoin money as well?
We will ultimately go directly with money. So yeah, so there will be no BSV option within the platform. Again, you've got that next layer of confusion for your modern day content creators. Because if you say, oh, there's an option of using this cash system or this cash system, you just introduce an element of confusion. Similar to if you jumped onto eBay and they said, oh, how would you like to pay? Would you like to pay in cryptocurrency or in just regular dollars? Either it be Aussie dollars or US dollars. We wanted to make the process as seamless as possible.
So it sounds like you're saying that it's going to be the payment is on Bitcoin SV, the network. It's using the stable coin on the net. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So the stablecoin utilizes the Bitcoin SV network.
The only thing is, what I'm saying is, if Lament were to just disappear overnight, how can we recover our funds?
I think that's going to be with, there's something called Sato Finder that Smart Ledger has, Satoshi, that I know I've looked into and I haven't quite, but I know that Gregory Ward had developed an app for that. So for those who want to get the private keys, you can always get them, but you need a special plugin.
Yeah, but we haven't. Yeah, but
for sure, Satoshi. It's actually a very good question. And I'm going to speak with the team at Handcash around that because their wallet service Viridian is quite new. But let me get back to you on that because that's something that we will definitely address.
All right. Well, it's just in the future and in the very near future, like Craig said, Bitcoin will be no good for speculators, and that's because the value of Bitcoin will just be going up. The whole world will be piling into Bitcoin, and those content creators will obviously be, I mean, it's because the reason they, they earn funds at the moment is because ultimately they want to invest it because fiat currency goes down in value. So in the future, content creators will obviously want to be being paid in the stable coin, because that's the best way to be paid in a stable value, as it were. But all of these people are going to be looking for ways to just dump it straight into BSV in the future. So you may as well just kind of like, may as well just anticipate that.
Yeah, and I totally agree. So the day that happens, or the hour that happens, when people just start realizing, oh my God, Bitcoin's better than traditional fiat currency, is when we will flick the switch and be like, all right, we're no longer utilizing this stable coin. We're now purely utilizing BSV. But in the meantime, we need to use these fiat gateways. We need to use the fiat ramps. We need to use the stable coin because people haven't yet understood BSV. But for sure, when that moment comes, we will say this app is purely for earning BSV.
You have to be quite quick on that, because I would say that literally when Terranode comes on, I am absolutely sure that there are multi-billion-dollar businesses chomping at the bit to secure their data, because why wouldn't they be? Sure. The miners are going to come flooding and people are going to be screaming at you, how the hell do I get this into BSV?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I've watched many of your videos in the past, and one of the best ones that you showed, and I don't know if you still have the graph, you talk about the S curve.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The exponential S curve where BSV is going up like millions of dollars a day.
Yeah.
And that totally makes sense to me. We will be ready to essentially allow creators to earn BSV as opposed to a stable coin when the time is right.
So wouldn't it be better, because BSV an asset is classed as an investment, because you've got fiat currency, which is a unit measurement of value without any value behind it. So the option to go into BSV is always going to be like an investment option. So wouldn't it be better just to cater to both? It's quite easy. Like Senti has got their Swiss franc stablecoin as well as BSV in the wallet.
Yeah. It's probably something that we would look into and potentially just have it in the settings menu and just say, you would rather earn BSV as opposed to the stablecoin money, then you can switch between. For sure. Yeah, I think as more people learn what BSV is, that's what they'll want. But even implementing a feature like that now, that's also a great idea that I'm going to note down.
Awesome.
That is a great idea. Thanks, Satoshi.
You're welcome.
Yeah, dude. So back to like the concept of using this system. I mean, it seems like you're saying there's going to be a demand to use the network. Like, I mean, that's ultimately what's going on here, right? So we got, I guess what's the benefit of like this 20 cent or 25 cent paywall? Is that what you're talking about? Like, let's say I have a picture I want to sell for 25 cents. Like, as opposed to like just doing a subscription fee on Patreon.
Yeah, it's a simple question of, as a fan. So say you're a fan on a platform, Gavin, would you rather spend $20 and access 4 pieces of content, or would you rather spend 20 cents and access, what's that, 250 pieces of content or close to?
So it's just not even in the same, it's a different product, completely different.
It's a different realm. That math was off, by the way. It's about 125. But yeah, it's how much content you can access for your payments.
Now, how is it possible that you're saying that people could do like a referral? I mean, that seems kind of complicated. Let's say that I refer 100 people or whatever to the platform. I mean, how are they going to be getting paid, or how do I get paid on that? I mean, and that's like an accounting nightmare. So
so that's what I would love to speak about is the referral system within Lament, because we believe that this is what will kickstart everything, because this can only be done on the Bitcoin network. No other blockchain is capable of the throughput or the scalability of allowing transactions this small to be sent from one person to the other. So if you can imagine a dendrogram tree. Do you know what a dendrogram tree is? It's like a tree-like diagram that splits into multiple branches. So it starts with one person and then it goes to 3 people, and then those 3 people go to multiple other people. If you can imagine it in your mind. So let's pretend that, Gavin, you share your Lament referral code to your audience, and then 100 fans and creators join using your referral code. And then of those 100 fans and creators, they also share their Lament referral code, and then end up inviting maybe 1,000 fans and creators on that one referral code. And then those 1,000 fans and creators share their Lament referral code and end up inviting 10,000 fans and creators. Now, every single time one of those 10,000 fans and creators either earn or spend on the platform, every single person under them in that dendrogram tree earns. So Gavin, because you were the first to send out your invite, you would be earning 10,000 different revenue streams. And you're not earning streams of, $10 or $5 or 10 cents. You would be earning fractions of a penny. So it would be nano payments. So it might be 0.0001 cents from one creator, or it could be 0.01 cents from another creator who's posted content that's maybe $100. But those nano payments. So I think there's a bit of a confusion between micropayments and nano payments. So everyone's talking about micropayments and that buzz, 20 cents, 10 cents, 1 cent. The best use case and the capabilities of Bitcoin are micropayments. So we're talking like 1/1000th of a cent. Now, our referral program is capable of that, but it's only capable of that if the fees are low, like 1/10,000th of a cent, the Bitcoin SV network fees. And we can essentially allow, the whole, the saying that everyone is 5 degrees of separation apart. I think it's like 5 to 6 degrees of separation apart from everyone around the world. So through that system, you could effectively introduce one person to Lament using your referral code, and through 5 degrees, 6 degrees of separation, that 6th person could be a huge creator. It could be Mr. Beast, it could be Kim Kardashian from the US. And because of that, you're earning a percentage of what they earn on the platform, plus every single person below them. And it's scary when you think about the throughput and the scalability of this, because you can potentially be earning not just thousands of transactions, but hundreds of thousands of transactions on a daily basis and revenue streams because of that one referral link that you shared. And Craig's mentioned this multiple times. He said Bitcoin connects the entire world. And it makes sense, because through a referral system like ours on Lament, Bitcoin will connect the entire world, because the entire world will now be incentivized to create content and for the fans to interact with that content, because by doing so, every single person on the platform is earning revenue. So not just creators, but fans as well.
So was it your brother? So this sounds like it's all bootstrapped, right? I mean, this is not done with a venture capital firm. Is that right?
No,
You didn't have an investor or something or behind you, or a big company? No?
Correct. So we've bootstrapped this over the past 4 years and spent hours and hours, thousands of hours on this. Blood, sweat and tears, everything. Your typical startup. But yeah, funded it ourselves. At the moment, we're raising capital. We're looking to raise $3 million that will probably close over the next few months. But we will kickstart everything. And it's all thanks to, one, what we've built and how it scales, and two, the partnerships that we formed with our brand ambassadors. Because there's some of the the largest ambassadors content creators in Australia who have huge networks to other creators, specifically in the States as well.
Let me go
So
to
we're not just talking.
Let me go to Scott. He's got his hand up. And
You
one
go
thing,
for it,
Daniel,
Scott.
when you're talking, the mic's super sensitive. So if you're clicking your mouse or something, just be mindful of that. It makes noise in the background. So go ahead,
Oh,
Scott.
man. I wasn't clicking it. I'll move the phone back. Maybe that's better.
Yeah, that sounds all right. Yeah, it was a two-part question. Obviously, I've used Lament. I was using Lament to upload pictures during the court case. And it's more a two-part question. I know you guys have brought out your, like you said, your new wallet system with Handcash. And I was just wondering, how does the actual payout system work? Because obviously, when I go onto the wallet there's just two options. There is
Top up and receive.
That's it. Yeah, there's no actual like cash out, so to speak. And when you say the thing like instant payments, obviously we know the BSV part is instant, done straight away. But if you are mainly focusing on the fiat side so that people have this Web 2 experience, how fast will they be actually getting paid out in the dollars, into their banks? Or is that something that's delayed based on Swift and Visa and things like that? And there's also a second part just after.
That'll be instant, Scott. So, and that's what we're very kind of adamant with as well. So it won't be 1 to 3 days of waiting. It'll be max 10 minutes. So when you withdraw your funds via this new service provider that we're currently in discussions with, it will be within 10 minutes. So instant up to 10 minutes. The way that it's set up at the moment, we're using a system called OnRamper. So OnRamper allows fans to top up, but you need to go through an arduous KYC system, and it takes 5 to 10 minutes plus to top up your wallet. Plus, it's quite confusing with one, the KYC, two, entering your wallet address, all of that, which is quite confusing for your everyday fan, your everyday content creator. Whereas this new system that we're implementing, it's going to be as simple as top up your wallet with your Visa or MasterCard. All right, how much do you want to top up? $10, $20, done. Click the payment. The money goes directly into your wallet. And then similar to withdrawals as well, Scott. So it will be, if the creator wants to withdraw $10,000, then they undertake one KYC at the very beginning, and then they can withdraw those funds instantly back to their card or their bank account.
That's amazing. That's really good to hear. The other part was also with this sort of this new system you've brought out. Obviously, when I used Lament like daily, so to speak, was when I was doing that court reporting. And when I was doing that and I'd see people liking photos or subscribing or something like that, it would always come up as a notification in my Handcash. And I set up a Handcash called CSW Court Reporter. Obviously, now with the new card system, I remember talking to you about this previously. Some of the old Handcash handles that are already been created can't be used as the new Paymails. So I'm in this situation now where previously on my profile they were going into a Handcash. The payments were going into a Handcash wallet, CSW Court Reporter, but now my card is saying BSV 369. And I was just wondering, how does that changeover affect it? Will my Handcash still be getting paid with the CSW Court Reporter? Will there be this new sort of system, BSV 369, or how does that quite work with the integration with this new system?
Yeah, so with Viridian's system, we were required to set up brand new wallets within Lament that weren't linked to your original Handcash wallet. So if you're paid into your new Viridian Lament wallet, the payments go into your Lament wallet as opposed to going to your original Handcash wallet. That's why when you attempt to create a new Lament wallet with your old Handcash handle, it will say this is already taken. So they're essentially exclusive wallets of on Lament, and that's where the money goes to. It goes directly to your Lament wallet. And at the moment, once we implement the simple send feature, you'll be able to send them back to your original Handcash wallet if you like.
Okay, nice. So that's perfect. That's really perfect. Yeah, because then that obviously basically gives you the ability to have the BSV or have the fiat option, depending on your sort of level of knowledge of crypto or fiat. So yeah, thank you for that answer.
Exactly. So yeah, I think we're mindful of cleaning up, ensuring that the UI was friendly for your Web 2 users, but at the same time, kind of having those options within the settings screen for those kind of original cryptocurrency people that want to delve deeper.
So Daniel,
yeah, I love that. Thank
one
you.
of the things you mentioned was about like you're saying that we're going into a KYC. I hate doing that, man. I hate KYC. It's one of the worst. I just did that with a prior. I got declined with my payment. They said it was fraud, and it wasn't fraud. It was a real KYC. I went through the whole thing. I did it on this platform just yesterday, and then they declined me for fraud, and I had to call the bank, and they, I still don't have it fixed. It's been a full day. So what? How am I gonna? How's this gonna work, man? Because that is a real problem with this KYC thing,
100%. So that's what we realized over the past 6 months, 8 months of testing all these on-ramp and off-ramp providers. So all of them promise the world. All of them like, yeah, cool, we can integrate BSV. It'll cost you, $10,000, $20,000. The ramps are going to work seamlessly. However, it only came down to realizing they didn't work when we started testing them. So we tested them multiple times with a number of people. We said, all right, can you top up your wallet for $10 or for $20? Not only did it take them around 40 minutes due to just confusion as to what a public address and all that was, and plus the KYC that they had to undertake, then the banks would then freeze their accounts. And this was with a few of the service providers. So our goal was to find a service provider that essentially didn't allow fans, or didn't require fans to undertake a KYC prior to topping up. So say you want to top up your wallet for $10 or for $20, you shouldn't have to go through a full KYC check in order to do that. Because there's no platform anywhere on Web 2 where if you want to buy an item for $10 or for $20, they say to you, oh, by the way, you need to do KYC on this. So yeah, we're very kind of adamant on removing that aspect, which we have with this new service provider. So yeah, it'll be a total game changer once people see the final product in its final iteration. But we'll essentially would have removed KYC for fans when topping up. There'll be KYC when off-ramping, which is fine, because at the end of the day, if you're a creator and you've made $200,000, you're going to be more than happy to undertake KYC.
So if I want to withdraw the money, then I can, if I've earned a substantial amount, I can do the KYC. If it sounds like casual payments, then it's not going to be stopped from.
Exactly. And look, that lowers the barrier to entry. Like as soon as you ask a fan to do a KYC, if they just want to view a creator's piece of content, you're going to lose 90% of your market, 90% plus. So there's a lot of friction in the existing kind of Web3 space or cryptocurrency space, which they haven't understood. Like I used, what did I use the other day? I used MetaMask the other day. And so, I've been in cryptocurrency for 12 years now, 12, 13 years. Using MetaMask to switch between the Ethereum network and the base network was so complicated that I was just like, this is why nothing has been adopted in the real world, because people still don't understand how complicated the procedure is. I think I tried to send some money from one wallet to the other. And I think, what was it? I tried to send like $2 from one wallet to the other and it said, you cannot make this payment because you have no gas fees. And I'm like, what? because it was $2 worth of Ethereum, and I couldn't send that because I didn't have $2 worth of gas fees. So then I had to go to an exchange, buy $5 worth of Ethereum, send it back to my wallet, and then I could send that $2 over. And then I tried then converting that Ethereum to the base network. And it's like, oh, you no longer have any gas fees. So I had to buy more Ethereum to allow me to convert those Ethereum from the Ethereum network to the base network. It's just so complicated.
Frustration of that is insane. I feel your pain.
It's complicated.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Let me go over to Miss Casey Nicole, see if she has anything to add, and then we'll go to
Awesome.
Reno. We'll go to you next. So I see you're on stage. So Miss Casey.
I'm just really excited about all this. I'm setting up a new account because I couldn't get into my other hand cash from my email. So I'm going to really give this another shot, trying to build on this platform. And also wanted to ask, one of the things I've been really waiting for is like a YouTube alternative where people can put their podcast and more of like video content, not just photos and stuff. Are you guys planning on doing any of that?
Look, so at the moment, our main audience that we're trying to get onto Lament are those that have engaging content as well as an active audience. So anywhere from fashion to fitness to dancing, lifestyle, beauty, travel, or even modeling, they're the content creators we're appealing to at the moment, as opposed to podcasters and long form YouTube videos. I think the issue with that is, and look, Streamanity run into it as well. If you allow people to upload long form video, such as podcasts that might run for an hour plus, your service costs just start becoming too expensive. So look, we do have video capabilities on Lament, but they're limited to 10 minutes at the moment. But yeah, like for sure, Casey, like in terms of joining as a content creator, would love to have you on. It's just, if you have that engaging content and the active audience that you do on X, then come on board. And we're finding that a lot of the photos that get the most engagement are the photos that feature yourself. We kind of realized that with Relica, where a lot of people were kind of uploading photos of trees and flowers and homes, and they weren't receiving the engagement that they probably deserved. But in terms of, if you upload photos of people love seeing other people, and they love watching people engage with their audience and fan base. So
I love Casey's photos of herself.
Exactly. So they're the photos that engage the best.
I think she looks great on camera.
You're cutting
out of all of the social media platforms. Thank you. I was only going to put my life comes to posting pictures of myself and my family and more personal stuff. Lament was the only platform that I was comfortable to do that on, because I hate Instagram and Facebook so much, and there's just so much stuff going on those platforms in the background that a lot of people are not even aware of. But when you guys started leaning more towards the adult content, I stopped doing that. So I've been looking for a place to be able to feel comfortable to put my face and my kids and my, little homestead I've got going on and stuff. I'd love to share that kind of content, but it doesn't feel safe anywhere on the internet right now to hardly even do that. So I was looking forward to a good platform in BSV that could provide that home for my content. But that was my drawback, where I kind of halted everything with the adult content, because I know there's a lot of greasy people looking at that kind of stuff sometimes, and I didn't want my kids to be right there next to it,
Yeah, for sure. And look, we've updated our terms and conditions, whereby we're stating at the moment that we're not allowing adult content on the platform. But it's similar to Patreon, where we allow everything else, but adult content we've steered away from for now.
I'm really happy to hear that. Thank you, because we've got enough of that all over the rest of the internet, and I know there's a huge BSV use case for that kind of stuff, and it needs to have its own space. If you really do want people to be able to feel comfortable with lifestyle photos, you can't mix the two. I had so many really high level entrepreneurs and influencers that were very interested in Lament, and I would take them to the page to like do my my VIP onboarding with them click by click, and we'd get there and I'd be like, whoa, I'm sorry, and you'd see somebody's ass sticking up right in your face, and it was just, I felt like I couldn't bring professionals to the platform with that tone set on it. So that's what
Yeah,
made me
yeah,
stop
no,
referring people.
yeah, totally understandable. And I think there's that aspect of the differentiation between adult content and then glamour photography. So a lot of the content on the platform at the moment, there is glamour photography that we allow, but we just don't allow the adult content on the platform.
Yeah.
What are some of the procedures you've got in place to sort of stop this adult content? I know you was talking about KYC for people who obviously are cashing out, but what would stop somebody uploading pornography or illegal content or something like that? Is there AI processes? Is it sort of Jeremy running through the computer? How do you stop that?
Yeah, so look, we do have content moderation in place at the moment via third-party software that we utilize. So that's currently manually done by us. As we put more compliance measures in place prior to us formally going live, it will be automated through, as you mentioned, AI and all of that stuff, along with KYC. So look, you'll probably notice that we're not onboarding a huge amount of creators at the moment. And this is purely because we're required from a compliance point of view to undertake KYC on every content creator that joins the platform who's posting content. And KYC is obviously the process of verifying that you're over the age of 18, via your passport, driver's license, and all of that. So there's a company called SumSub who we're engaging in relation to that.
That's excellent to hear. Yeah, it's good. It's actually quite good to hear that you did pivot to a broader spectrum of content rather than just adult and glamour. Just because I myself, I know quite a few content creators, some really, really big content creators the biggest, the most followed UK content creator on TikTok, and but with the content style, I had this similar issue as Casey did, of where I was like, oh, do I present this to models and glamour models, or do I present this to cooking chefs who want to get popular? So it's good. I think it's personally a great move from you guys to not primarily focus on the easy route like OnlyFans sort of, and focus on the route like Instagram, where it's all type of content, including girls in bikinis.
Yeah, no, thanks, Scott. Yeah, and look, it's something that we realized as well. Another platform came out of the States called Fanfics about 4.5 years ago, and their entire demographic is kind of Gen Z influencers and content creators. So we're modeling something similar to that, whereby we're catering for the fashion, the fitness, lifestyle, all of that stuff. So you can have a very successful business model without the adult content, which is what we soon realized, which is the path that we want to go down for the time being.
We got Reno
Yeah,
up with us
amazing.
as well. So Scott, unless there's anything else, I want to go to Reno if I could, and then over to Wolfgang as well. So what's up, Reno? You want to unmute? Anything you want to add? If not, we'll come over to you when you're ready. How about Wolfgang, my man, the from the family of wolves? Looks like you're on stage, buddy. How you been? Unmute. Okay, I'll come back to you guys if you want to. Oh, Wolfgang, there, you're unmuted.
Yeah. I did not say it that I wanted to say something. Just listening. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to add anything, feel free to chime in, and we'd love to hear what you have.
Well, I like Lament. I'm following them for quite a while now. and I'm happy if it really starts up very soon.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. It's look, it's a project that we've been developing over the last, almost 4 years now, and we did a soft launch about 2.5 years ago, but the final kind of hard launch is occurring over the next 3 to 4 months. And I think everyone within the BSV space will soon understand why we've held off for so long. And yeah, I think everyone's going to be pretty astonished and amazed by what we formally introduce over the coming months.
I'm so excited to hear that.
I have a question as well.
It's very exciting.
Obviously, you said you're going to be working with some really big Australian content providers, and I'm just wondering how are you using them like sort of ambassadors? How, let's say, Kick, for example, really got their sort of publicity from hiring Aidan Ross, and that really sort of promoted it. And then Aidan Ross obviously brought other content creators to Kick. Are you going to sort of go along that lines of, getting one big one through a deal, or is the tech purely enough for these people to jump in? Just because I see a lot of the new movement of advertisement seems to be sponsor a YouTuber, the YouTuber promotes your content or your business to all the other people within that industry, Air Up, Surfshark, all these types of businesses. Is that the route you're going to? Or are you looking for these specific ambassador who they're really ambassadors, not just the highest pay threshold of the site?
Yeah. Like in terms of the ambassador role, so that's becoming more and more apparent with any brand. Like everyone kind of wants to work with the larger influencers, they want to secure brand ambassadors to help promote the platform. So yeah, they've come in as essentially full-time brand ambassadors on an equity deal. Purely because they love the platform. They can see what they can do with the platform from their audience. And it was a model that we followed from the guys at Fanfix. So they worked with a guy early on when they first launched called Cameron Dallas. Cameron's an influencer out of the States. He's got about, I think, 20 million followers or 25 million followers. But essentially, the group that we've partnered with in Australia is the Cameron Dallas of Australia. So Cameron helped Fanfix launch through, large promotions such as initial launch parties with a huge network of content creators. But then Fanfix also became quite successful because then they would continue to run events for their larger content creators every quarter. So it almost became a lifestyle thing, an exclusive club of like, I want to attend these events because I'm a content creator on the platform. So that's a marketing model and approach that we will undertake, moving forward after the official launch, whereby we'll have really cool events over the probably every quarter, so we can have footage and engage with our most active and highest paid content creators.
Yeah. So Daniel, like on the events, I'm super excited about that. Like, so basically, what did you have in mind? Basically, like where we rent out, you get a big yacht or something like that, or a big party in Melbourne or Sydney, and then or big, or what about that one? There's a high-rise building. I saw you. I mean, I know some of this. We won't mention names, but like that high-rise building, and then all the creators come and party. I mean, what do you have in mind?
Yeah, so the launch party is going to be pretty exciting. We're planning to either do that at a large mansion or a yacht, but effectively, with some of the largest content creators in Australia, and all wearing the Lament promo. We'll have Lament promo gear and everything else, and yeah, there'll be some pretty cool videos coming out of that, which we'll be excited to post to the BSV space and through our marketing. But yeah, it's one of those things that will blow people's mind in terms of what we built and the people that we've partnered with. And it's funny just watching the most recent videos kind of coming out of YouTube where people are saying BSV is dead and, there's no projects happening at the moment, nothing exciting. But I can assure you that over the next few months that people will realize that BSV isn't dead and everything's just about to get started.
Well, people always say that because they say, buy my product, buy my thing, buy my latest thing. That's always the pitch whenever I hear something insulting or hating on somebody else. It's always that, and then it's a spin to buy something they're selling, and those people lose credibility, dude. Whenever you hate on other things and then they, it just has no credibility, in my opinion. Go ahead, Scott. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very intrigued with the talk of the partnerships you're doing with content creators. Is there a set day where you're going to release the information? Because I can think of a few Australian content creators through YouTube and Instagram. Like, I'm just wondering, any hints you could give us? Are they a YouTuber? Are they a streamer? Or any dates on when we're going to find this out? Because I can imagine if they are a huge content creator and they are affiliating themselves with Lament, then that surely is by definition an affiliation to the technology aspect of BSV, even if it's not indirect, even if it's not a direct affiliation, it still is huge for BSV as a platform as well.
Oh, for sure. And look, when we pitched the concept of Lament to them about 12 months ago when we first started discussions, the only reason they wanted to come on board is because what we had built and what was capable on BSV totally blew their mind, because they were having those issues with existing platforms where the minimum payment was $3 to $5, plus the payout times were 2 weeks plus. So yeah, they're super excited by the tech, and they're also super excited by the fact that it can all be done without people realizing that it's built on blockchain technology, but specifically built on BSV. But yeah, in terms of letting the market know who we've partnered with, it will possibly be over the next 2 to 3 weeks, I want to say. So we'll make the formal announcement then. But yeah, they're huge, Scott. They're not. They've got some content on YouTube, but in terms of their Instagram presence, or in terms of their presence in Australia, I would say they're the most well-known content creators in Australia.
Wow, that's huge. Really excited for that. Really excited.
Yeah, cheers, Scott.
Nice. Okay, we got some new speakers up on stage. If anybody has any questions or comments, go ahead and open up. Feel free. We have, go ahead, buddy.
Yes, thanks, Gavin. Daniel, I have a question about the minimum requirements of followers. 5,000, I think, is a big number of followers for some of us. For example, in my case, I have only 1,000 followers in my X account, but I would like to post some photography. I like photography about landscape. I think mine is a good place to do that. Last year I posted a few photographs, but I cannot do that anymore. I would like to go to know when I can post again in a month.
Yeah, so we recently made the announcement where we removed the cap. So we had a 5,000 follower cap in terms of if you didn't have more than 5,000 followers on your socials, then you can become a content creator on Lament. Now we've since removed that cap as of about a week ago. But yeah, by all means, if you're a content creator, even with 1,000 followers or fans, or if you've got 500 or 200 and you have engaging content, so I think that's the key. So if you produce engaging content and you have an active audience, 100% join Lament, because that actually ensures that it's a high quality experience for both creators and fans, and then maximizing earnings and engagement. And that's specifically why we say, yeah, Lament's more so orientated for those creators that do the lifestyle content, the modeling, the travel, the fashion, beauty, only because that's where the most engagement happens. And look, as mentioned, we found it in the past where people were posting regular photos without themselves kind of engaging with their audience and sharing it on their socials as well, that they didn't get the most engagement on Lament and on Relica, and they weren't earning a ton of money, unfortunately.
So it sounds like.
But feel free to submit your application to our creator portal. We're kind of just gathering numbers at the moment, setting up compliance in the background prior to onboarding more people. But yeah, we'd love you to sign up. So
Daniel, it sounds like for now, like you're saying that to this community, that it's opened up to everybody, or what are your help me understand what the terms are here.
Yeah, so it's open to any creator at the moment. So whether or not you have 100 fans, 500 fans, 10,000 fans, or 100,000 fans plus.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is for now, that's kind of, that sounds like the purpose of this, like, preliminary, what is it, soft launch. It hasn't really opened up yet, but you're basically opening it up to this audience to where they can get in, even if they don't have 5,000 followers. And
for sure.
That will close, I'm sure, eventually. I don't know when you're gonna stop that, but right, when are you gonna stop doing that?
Is in the limit?
Yeah, well, are you gonna always do it that way, where anybody can just join as a creator, or is that a short, just a short thing you're offering?
I think what we're going to do is open it up always. So we'll always allow creators, whether or not you've got 500 fans or 1,000 fans. The reason being, there's a huge benefit as a new creator to leverage the micropayment system within Lament. Because if you're a new creator and you really want to engage with your audience and you're producing engaging content as well, being able to set your initial prices at 10 cents or 20 cents is the greatest way to start earning as a content creator. And then as you grow your fan base, you would then increase those prices to maybe 50 cents and $1. And then you continue to grow your audience, you continue to create better content for your fan base, and then you can increase those prices as well. That's
beautiful. Okay, so it sounds like it's going to be open for everybody to start using it as a creator or fan.
Yeah.
Nice. That's great, man. Awesome. Very good. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like people are going to, a lot of these BTC people are saying that, you just buy it and hold this stuff, but this is just a totally different model, man. Like
yeah. So essentially earning Bitcoin will become the new buying Bitcoin. Because if you ask anyone in cryptocurrency, how do you earn Bitcoin? It's a question that's so foreign to them that they don't understand. They understand, how do you buy Bitcoin? So that's what we will introduce. But it's,
how do you earn it? I see.
How do you earn it? But it's also important to realize that with all our marketing, particularly when we go live on our Instagram and live with these ambassadors, the term cryptocurrency won't be used. The term Bitcoin SV won't be used. There won't be promos where at the end we say, exclusively on Bitcoin SV. Everything will be in the background, which is exciting because this is how it should be. It's like, in the 90s or early 2000s, people saying, this is built on the internet at the end of their promotion. It doesn't matter. You build your business on the network. You don't have to say this is built using the TCP/IP protocol.
Daniel, I've got a question for you. Obviously, now that you've removed those barriers to access, the 5,000 followers, when we talk about content creators, technically anybody who interacts with the internet is a content creator, whether they're not, an internet personality and sort of creating a following through different genres. Let's say let's say my girlfriend, for example, if she just wanted to go on there and put her holiday photos or put the normal photos up, is this a space where just normal folk who would maybe set up a Facebook account, they're not looking for any internet fame or prestige? Is this a site where normal folk can do that, or is this solely a place where your top level content creators are going to want to come because of the instant payments, or is this something for everyone?
I think it's important to distinguish the difference between a content creator, like an up and coming content creator, and then just your regular person who wants to post photos of their holidays. And look, that's typically what social media networks are used for, right? A lot of the time you just post content of your holidays, of your day-to-day life. Whereas as a content creator, you're really trying to appeal to your fan base and share content with your fan base, and then also grow your fan base as well. Whereas on social media, you don't really care. You add your friends follow you, but that's it. You don't. We're essentially appealing to those people, whether or not you've got 10 fans or 100 fans, but the people that want to grow their fan base and increase their fan base through their creative content by offering exclusive content, but also the benefits to their fans, like how they can help their fans achieve something.
So how is this different from social media, Daniel? Like regular social media platform? How is this different, or is it?
Yes. So your regular social media platforms, you've got obviously X, you've got Instagram, that allow anyone to join and anyone to post content. Whereas the content creator platform's totally separate to that. It's exclusively for content creators, but allows content creators to leverage their existing platforms, existing socials, such as Instagram and X, to promote their regular content and then drive their fan base to products like ours, to Lament, for their more exclusive content. So they might be, say they're on Instagram, and a lot of influencers do this. Say they're on Instagram and they post a video of, I don't know, say for example, it could be a photo shoot. They're posting videos of the photo shoot. They're like, hey, by the way, if you want to see, my day-to-day aspects of the photo shoot, or a day in the life of me, heading down to, my favorite holiday spot or whatever it might be, check out my exclusive content on Lament. So you use your socials to then engage with your audience, but then promote your exclusive content you want to drive your audience from your socials to your exclusive paid content on Lament.
So
do you ever see, obviously, when you dominate that industry, do you ever see it becoming like a primary space rather than a secondary space for content creation? Obviously, we have YouTubers, we have Instagrammers, we have the people like this. Do you ever see in the future people being like, no, I'm a lamenter, my primary audience is on Lament, or is it always going to be a sort of a secondary like Patreon, for example, where every YouTuber and Instagrammer is like, go to my Patreon, whereas it doesn't have a primary sort of you're not going on Patreon to browse for people, you're more sort of going to Patreon because you already know a person.
Yeah. And that's the exact same approach that we're using. And that's the exact same approach for every single content creator app, whether it be Patreon, Fanfics, OnlyFans, every single content creator app utilizes socials to, almost traffic your fan base from your socials onto your paid exclusive content. And I think initially when we started building Relica, we didn't really understand that. We created it as a social network where everyone could join. We didn't understand the true problem that we were trying to solve, and then how to solve that. Because we were I think initially we were like, oh, we're going to be bigger than Instagram, you know, people will use us. But then we didn't realize that, no, people should use Instagram. People should use YouTube because that's where their most active audience is, on these websites, on these platforms. But then if you can leverage those free platforms and show your regular content, but then say, hey, for my exclusive content, or if you want to know how to do this or how I did this, or check out a day in the life of me doing XYZ, you then introduce them to the paid platform, such as Patreon,
Daniel,
Fanfics, and Lament.
Daniel, so let me ask you this. When I'm on the platform right now, I guess one of the features here is that I go to discover and then I try to search for myself and I can't even find myself on there. So it sounds like that's intentional because I mean, you know, you don't let, I don't know. Can you explain that? I'm trying to find my own self like as a fan and I can't. So
yeah, well, specific, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're an outsider fan and you couldn't find yourself on the platform, you would need to know your username. And so the reason we do this, because that means you need to promote your username to your audience on your socials. Because if you just say, oh, you know, find me on Lament, and then they can just jump onto Lament and find you straight away, it's not you promoting Lament or promoting your username.
Exclusive. It's not exclusive then.
Exactly. But
so
if you say
it's not a search engine where I could just search for Scott and find him and all his exclusive content.
Exactly. Exactly.
So basically what you're saying is that
Scott's
I have to have my link and then I give my link out to my audience on my other platform.
Exactly. So it's not like YouTube or Instagram where you can search hashtags and find people that way. You need to know someone's username in order to find them on Lament.
So there's some privacy, I guess, for privacy as well.
Exactly. But what it allows is the marketing as well on these existing socials. So then, Gavin, on your YouTube channel, you need to specifically say, find me on Lament, search my name. This is my name on Lament, or here's my referral code in the comments. Click that, and you can find me on Lament.
So now this is a user issue. It's new, but how do I do that? So what is my username? So how do I figure that out, or how do I create one, you know, as a username so that I can be found? I already have a profile, but it keeps, you know, I'm just wondering as a new user.
So as a new user, when you first sign up, so you enter your email address, set your password, and then you set up your bio. And then that's where you type your username. So yours will be Gavin Mehl, and then you click create, and then you set up your profile, and then people can search for your profile in the explore screen.
So, and I'm wondering maybe if it's just me or what, but when I try to search for my profile under Gavin Mehl, it just doesn't come up. So maybe
yeah, that's the same for me. Okay. I've tried searching CSW court reporter and it doesn't come up, and I've also tried BSV 369 and it doesn't come up.
I think the reason that is happening because you're searching your own profile. So let me because I just want to double check something, because your profile is Gavin Mehl. If you search Gavin Mehl in the explore screen, it doesn't come up. So yeah, no. So I just tested it then with ours as well. So if I search Lament in the explore screen, Lament doesn't show because you are.
It does. Lament shows for me.
Oh yeah. But you're not Lament. Sorry.
I've just searched Gavin and I can find Gavin. I'm sure Gavin, if you search me, you can find me, but you can't find your own because you already have your own profile.
Yeah, you can't find your own because you are your own. Yeah, so the old paradox. Yeah, but so you won't. You're there, Gavin, in the explore screen, and look, that's something that we can update as well pretty easily.
I just found Scott.
Yeah, so you'll be able to find Scott, and Scott will be able to find you. But then if you search yourself in Explore, you won't appear because you're essentially looking for your own profile that you've already created.
This may be an offline conversation, but I'm just wondering, saying to subscribe to Scott, now it says create a wallet. I already have a wallet, so what's different here? What's my user issue?
Did you end up creating a Lament wallet?
No, no, I have
Oh,
I have an existing wallet I've already used before. So what should I?
that'd be it. That you'll need to create one of the new Limit wallets.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. So that's what we released. Was it about a week ago? Where existing users needed to first create a password within Lament and then create their Limit wallet.
I see. Cool.
Yeah, but I
So
can run you through that offline, Gavin, if you like.
Okay, cool.
So I have another question, Daniel. Let's put our minds sort of 5, 10 years ahead.
Mm.
You know, CEOs at YouTube and Instagram are having sort of nervous meetings about Lament because of all of their traffic is being driven to Lament from the fact that people can buy this micro content and stuff like that. What would be stopping these big social medias or content creator platforms just sort of replicating what you do? Do you guys see yourself providing this new wallet style to other platforms? So, you know, YouTube, they can provide micro content via a Limit plugin, or do you just see you guys being so far ahead of the field when they finally wake up that you'll have a dominance that way?
Oh yeah, look, I think we'll maintain a dominance given we're 5 years ahead of the pack. But look, there's always that opportunity to white label the product to other competitors. But then at the same time, there's 20 to 30 different content creator apps on the internet. And specifically, most creators use anywhere from 4 to 5 different platforms to engage with their audience. So look, there's always going to be competitors. This is essentially the new internet, right? That's the way we see it. Bitcoin and Web3, or specifically BSV, is the new internet. So there's always going to be companies that go on to compete with you on the internet. But also, the fact that if we get a competitor to us, then it shows that we're doing the right thing in terms of our model succeeding. So someone else wants to do the same thing and compete with us. And
what does Web3 mean to you, Daniel? How do you define Web3?
Web3 is, and it's very interesting. So Web3 is Bitcoin. So Web3 is the ability to own your own data, plus send that data anywhere around the world by utilizing Bitcoin. But then also Web3 is the ability to send micropayments from one person to the other anywhere around the world in a split second. But nano payments as well. Like Craig talks about nano payments, and I don't think people have fully understood. They kind of think that micropayments is all that we can do, 1 cent, 2 cent payments. But when it comes down to nano payments, like 1/10,000th of a cent, you can do extraordinary things. And I think that will be ultimately the thing that kickstarts Web3 and removes the entire advertising model from the internet. It will be the incentive of nano payments. Because look, at the end of the day, a notification is a notification, right? Someone likes your photo on Instagram, you get a short, small dopamine hit. Whereas if that notification is now 1/1000th of a cent, that's a very, very addictive dopamine hit. So I think that is what will kickstart Web3, and that's what ultimately Web3 will be. It will be the ability to send micropayments and payments anywhere around the internet, and the advertising model essentially being killed off.
So yeah, so it sounds like sloppy Jack Dorsey and his sidekick, that kid in Chicago, whatever his name is. It sounds like they say Web3 is using Lightning Network. I mean, using BTC. I mean, is that what's the difference, dude? I don't get it. So what is
it's laughable if you put Lightning Network in front of any real world person outside of the cryptocurrency space, they would be like, what is this? I don't get it at all. Like the other day I was explaining to mum how a new wallet service works. She's like, oh, that's really easy. Like, oh, I could use this. I'm like, yeah, exactly. So like you could easily onboard onto Lament, set up a wallet, and it would be seamless. And that's what every single person within the crypto space has not understood. They don't know how to create a product that's as easy as, easy for a 20-year-old to use or even an 80-year-old to use. Whereas if I gave Lament to someone now in their 70s or 80s to just set up a profile, they would be able to do it instantly. No questions asked.
Now I think I see what you're okay. So basically, when I go to the big difference now is that when I go to create a wallet, I don't need to go another place, another website. You're saying now, right? That's what's happening. I noticed. I create wallet.
Exactly.
It says just create wallet. Boom. That's it.
Create wallet.
I don't need to go off to another website to do that.
You're done. Yeah. So that's was our main aim, was to create such a seamless user experience that it becomes the easiest platform for content creators globally to start earning revenue from their immediate fan base. So we wanted to just remove every single hurdle with even existing content creator platforms, specifically when it comes to cashing out.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
So I funded my wallet with my CentB wallet, which was super easy. And then I was just sharing my profile, like on your profile page, there's the little, symbol to share. And then I shared it to Twitter. But is there a way you can add in a way for us to like add a caption there as we share our page so that I can say to my Twitter page, like, hey, this is my profile on Lament, come check me out. And it be kind of done on the back end on Lament, because it didn't give me the option to tell my audience what this link is when I shared it.
Oh, right. That's very good, Casey. Very, very good. So I've just done it myself. So copy link, and you go, and then, right. Okay. And it just comes up with your Lament profile as opposed to
what?
I need a field there to be able to type to my audience, to the platform I'm sharing this on, what it is.
Yeah, yeah. So it's similar to what we've done with the tweet button in the referral screen. So if you click tweet, then it comes up with an image, plus it comes up with some information on Lament. But no, that's a good idea, Casey. If it's what I'm thinking.
Oh, cool. Oh, no. Here's what you do. I see what you're saying. When you click on so when I go to the referral page, Casey, and then below that, it says tweet. I click that, then it creates a post.
Well, on both of those, it creates a post there on the tweet. But if you're on your profile page, there's also a share feature on the far right side of underneath your cover photo. So with that share feature, I would like a field, because when I clicked that one, it just copies the link. I then took that over to happen to be X, but I could have taken that anywhere, right? But I need something that like attaches the ability. I guess I could just type it with the link, but on Twitter, I wanted to see what it would do if you post it there.
You mean like sub options, like share to Facebook, share to X, share to Twitter, that type of thing, or?
Yeah, like where you could just type it right there and have the little thumbnails that you can click to take it over to that platform, and then type your content right in there.
Yeah. So if it's what I'm thinking, if you're referring to something like the tweet button that we've got in the referral screen, that's something that we can look to incorporate. So this is all part of just the experience and us refining it as we prepare for the main launch. So then that way, Casey, when you share your profile to your X space or whether it's Instagram, then it will come up with maybe your profile banner or something, and just say, follow me on Lament. And then people can click that, and they can enter the app. Yeah, okay. No, that's great feedback.
If that thumbnail was more descriptive of what this is, at least. If you didn't add your own copy right there when you shared the link, if you could make that thumbnail more of an
actual thumbnail. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. No, that's great feedback, Casey. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Right
Other
on.
than that,
Thank
it was
you.
to fund my wallet, so that was great. I did not have to go. I tried to do the debit card and ACH, and that wasn't working for me, so I just used CentB, and that was really smooth.
Yeah. So that wallet, so on-ramp at the moment, it's working for some countries, not others. But the new service provider that we'll utilize, it will be a lot more seamless.
Nice. All right. Well, let's why don't we wind on down and do closing thoughts here? We'll why don't we go on over, see who we got? We got about 6 or 7 people up here on stage. So is there anybody else wants to add up and ask questions or comments? Now be a good time, or otherwise we'll do closing thoughts. So any new? Yeah, Daniel, why don't we start with you, man? I mean, really, it's awesome that you came on here. I'm super freaking excited about what you're doing. Okay, we're going to go to a question from J1 first.
Hi, Daniel. I have another question. I understand how creators could earn money, but I really don't understand how fans could do that. You say something about the fans could earn money, but I don't understand that part.
Yeah. So this is all through the referral system, J1. So essentially, the referral system's tiered. So as a fan, if you invite a creator using your referral code, and then they go on to invite their entire fan base, and then that entire fan base ends up inviting thousands of other creators and fans, then you would be earning micropayments or nano payments from all of those people that spend or earn on the platform. And that's all only possible on BSV.
So is this going to like revolutionize the whole MLM place at some point? Like
It's
the
going
way
to
that they,
revolutionize. Yeah, it's
Is
going to
this
revolutionize
a
everything,
multi-level?
Casey.
Well, but it's
well, I'm
not
just saying the
multi-level
way that
marketing, is it?
Bitcoin.
I don't think it is. Or is
No,
it?
it's not. But the way that you can use Bitcoin to pay these like tiered referral systems and like payouts and stuff just seems like it's also got a huge use case in the MLM commission structures.
For sure. I think in terms of MLM, you've got products that are not necessarily beneficial, and they're very, they're marked up. Whether it be, I think that's, I've been to some of those events, 10, 15 years ago, and they're spruiting supplements and all that crap that's, they're just overpriced. Whereas a referral system like this is similar to other platforms. So most other creator platforms have a referral system whereby you earn based on the fans that you invite and this expenditure, but then based on the creators you refer as well and how much they earn. But now what we can do with Bitcoin is we can have that tiered up to 5, 6 layers. So essentially, by inviting one person onto the platform, you can earn tens and thousands of revenue streams. And I think in terms of Bitcoin's killer feature that will absolutely dominate the entire space, it's that. Because no other blockchain anywhere, no other payment system is capable of facilitating nano payments as small as that. But then not only that, instant nano payments. And yeah, I think this will kickstart P2P Cash. That's what we truly believe, because fans and creators have the potential to earn a lot of money from this.
Nice. We got Bond Doc. You're up, my man. Looks like you got your hand up.
Thanks. It is pretty cool, I must admit. One of the concerns I have is when you have an awesome project like this, right, that uses BSV as a platform. I really like, by the way, how it's disguised. Like, it's not like people don't even realize how good it is until they actually delve into it. But they can start using it immediately, right? I do like that a lot because I think it should be seamless, right? Like people should just love to use it like they like to use TikTok, right? One of the concerns I have is how do we get to critical mass, though, in terms of bringing people to the platform? Because people look at us. I mean, we're on Twitter and we use other social media platforms or other interactive platforms right away because it's like a carry, right? We don't even think about it. We just automatically go there. What makes a person, have you guys ever done any research on what makes a person reach out and actually download or try something that's new? Is that something that I always feel that's missing? It's like a game. There could be a game out there that's awesome to use, but because I've never played it and it's not popular, I'll never get the chance to play it. You know what I mean? So with this, how do we bring people to the platform that are so used to the carry of using conventional big corporate methods already?
Yeah. And look, and I'll ask you the question, what is the best form of marketing on the internet at the moment?
The best form of marketing would be if you had someone big that had a lot of followers that went over to the platform and they would automatically bring their followers with them. I hate to say that because
Bingo. He nailed it.
I hate celebrities, right?
Exactly.
To get a partner, right? It's to get some celebrity, like you said, over. But how are you going to do that though? Because they all want money too, in exchange for that. They don't understand that they're monetizing themselves, but they all going to feel like just to do it, the initiation is going to cost money,
Of course, and you're bang on there in terms of the best way to market any platform, and more brands are realizing this, is through content creators. So not only that, we've created what we believe is one of the best tools for content creators, and this is why we set up this partnership with these large content creators in Australia. And it wasn't just hey, use our platform. We've got a partnership agreement with them, equity-based partnership. So yes, they are being paid, but yeah, they will help us kickstart all of this. So similar to a lot of other platforms, there's FanView, another platform. They partnered with a content creator called Bryce Adams, and she helped kickstart the platform. Fanfigs had Cameron Dells. He helped kickstart the platform, and then we've got these new creators that will help us kickstart the platform. But it's then establishing yourself as a brand and kind of establishing the lifestyle that you get for being a content creator. That's the kind of route that we want to go down in terms of the marketing, and essentially enable anyone to become a content creator and anyone to earn regardless of their fan base or following. But if they want to become a content creator and actively engage with their audience on a daily basis, Lament is the perfect platform for them.
Yeah, and one of the things that I see too is there's a lot of non-famous but highly actively followed people, right, on YouTube, Instagram, and they're highly followed, and they're happy making their revenue stream because they think they're happy because they don't realize how much Big Brother is taking from them, right? And so this would be a solution for them, but there's a lot of people that aren't necessarily famous, but they have 1 million followers, a lot of people, right? And so it's how to get those people are the low-hanging fruit that can rapidly expand the ecosystem, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the brand ambassadors that we've secured do have quite a large following. So they're going to help us kickstart it with their network of friends and creators.
That's pretty cool.